If I asked 100 brokers all around the world, what are the most common objections you get from clients about homes? I'm pretty sure they basically all be the same, right? Price too high, neighborhood, condition, views, they can't afford it. Nothing ever really changes about objections in the real estate business, honestly, no matter where you are or where you're selling. And I don't think the objections are going to change in the future either. It's not like I think that culturally people are going to shift to really wanting to cook in the dark. And all these kitchens that have been built for all these years with windows and good light, they're not going to want anymore. And oh my God, how do we do that? No. All the objections are always the same. And so I'm going to teach you how to flip those objections on their head with Serhant secret number 3, which I like to call the flip. Because we got to turn negatives into positives if we're going to be great salespeople. Spend some time thinking about objections you face regularly in your market and write them down and get ready to figure out what your response is going to be as you flip those objections to potential positives to help get the deal actually done. And so here are 5 that I get all the time, and here's 5 ways to flip them. So for example, the kitchen is really, really dated and the client doesn't like it. So instead of saying, got it, which kills the conversation, you say, yes, I know it's really dated, and I've already thought about how much it would cost to completely bring it up to be a modern kitchen. It's going to be about $30,000, and if I can get the price down in the house, at least by $30,000, you'd still be able to buy the home and do the renovation of the kitchen and make it exactly the way you want it and not the way someone else has designed it for within your budget. That's pretty awesome. That's a flip on how to take a negative, which is an older kitchen, and turn it into a positive, which is a brand new kitchen that they can actually afford, that they've made their own with all the perfect cabinet space for their whole collection of antique spoons and forks or whatever these people have. Another example that we get all the time, especially in New York, is I like the space, but the bedrooms are too small. I don't want to buy it. So I could just say, okay, got it, on to the next one. Or I could say, yes, you're right. The bedrooms are a little bit smaller than we want, but the living room is bigger than anything else we've seen within your price point. And I know the bedrooms are small, but they're kids' rooms, and your kids are also small. And they're only really going to sleep in there. So would you rather have a larger apartment where you eat in, where you cook, where you hang out, where you watch the big game in? Or would you rather have a smaller space to live and more space to sleep, which you're not actually going to use? And the price is all the same because you're paying per foot. And now all of a sudden, those bedrooms have become relative to the value of the home. And now the client is thinking back on the price. They're thinking back on what they really want the most, which is a larger home to begin with extra bedrooms, because no one sits there and says, you know what I really want? A 3-bedroom with rooms no smaller than 10 feet by 9 feet. No one does that until they're actually in the space and they come up with that objection, because that's what we're born to do, right? Another example is that the home is great, but it's too far from public transportation. The flip is that I see you're wearing a Fitbit. You'll get all of your steps in for the day before you ever even get on the train or bus or wherever you need to get to. Boom. Exercise is great. Next example, client says, well, it's priced too high. That's an easy objection to flip because it's priced high now, but you know the market is really negotiable. But you are an information machine. You know what the comps are. You know you can get the price down based on those comps. Or possibly that listing used to be priced even higher. So it feels like it's expensive now, but it is a much better deal than it used to be, and that's a great thing. And the last example is, I really don't like their furniture. I don't like the paint colors. The flip on that is, good, because I don't like it either, and we are not buying this fully furnished, and we're gonna paint everything. Focus on the space. Don't focus on the way they furnished it. And guess what? The way they furnished it is so bad that we're gonna get a better deal on it because it's probably harder for them to sell. The key here is you wanna go into every single appointment already knowing what the objections are going to be and having the flips to those objections already at your fingertips so you can handle them in lightning speed. And we have a worksheet attached to this video to help you do that. So you can write them all down before you go into your next appointment. So you're ready to go and you can handle all those objections and turn those negatives into beautiful positives. And to show you how easy this is, in the next video, I'm gonna do a 60-second flip. So I'm gonna try to get through as many objections as I possibly can and flip them all in 60 seconds.